In Exodus chapter 4, I think Moses begins to ask some questions that all believers have to ask at times. You know, you and I have been called to take the gospel out. And within us, the first thing that we say is, but what if the people won't listen to us? What if they don't believe us? And that really is what begins to go on in Exodus chapter 4. Moses says, but behold, they will not believe me or listen to my voice, for they will say, the Lord did not appear to you. And the Lord said to him, what is that in your hand? He said, a staff. And he said, throw it on the ground. So he threw it on the ground, and it became a serpent. And Moses ran from it. But the Lord said to Moses, put your hand on it and catch it by the tail. So he put his hand and caught it by the tail, and it became a staff, that they may believe that the Lord, the God of the fathers, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, has appeared to you. I mean, you look at this passage, and this is a great calling. It's a huge calling. And Moses is beginning to look at the hearts of the people. He says, you know, they're not going to listen to me, God. I mean, why would they listen to me? And God then shows him and allows the staff to become a serpent, and the serpent a staff. And he says, when you do that, they'll listen to you. You know, you and I are faced with the same temptation every day, that fear can cause us to keep our mouths shut. That God has called us to proclaim Christ to every man, woman, and child, to the people that we encounter on a daily basis. And what we say is, you know, what if they don't believe me? Now, what we point to today, number one, is we're able to begin to share with them all that Christ has done historically, the work that Christ has finished, the miraculous resurrection and the exaltation. But we're also able to say, and God is changing me, that God in His grace and mercy has transferred me out of darkness, and He's thrown me into light, that He is in the process of finishing what He started. But I want you to understand this. It is not your job to determine who believes and who does not believe. You've simply been called to tell them. Moses asked the common question, what if they don't believe me? You know what? You could ask that same question and they might not believe you. But you and I know that the gospel is true. We also know that the gospel will never, ever, ever return void. We also know that it is living, active, and it's sharper than any two-edged sword. Do not allow fear to prevent you from proclaiming the name of Christ.